Kyle's been through the blister thing, and I'm sure there's, lack of a better word, a protocol, whatever you what will you watch for tonight, and what is there a plan B?
Well, with Kyle, he knows, he knows his capabilities more than anybody as it relates to the blister. So, I have full trust in him letting us know how he's doing. And, the crazy thing about this is that each start is different. He can come off a start like last time where it was extremely painful, and the next start, nothing can happen. He can be totally fine. And that's happened before. So, obviously, we hope that that's the case tonight. But, we'll see once the game starts. But as far as contingency plans, we have a number of guys in our bullpen who are ready to pitch. Kyle will make the start, and we'll see how it goes. And then if things with the blister occur, then we'll make the adjustments accordingly.
Are blood blisters harder to combat than the regular water blister?
Yeah. Patrick, I wish I knew. I don't know. Over the years of being a teammate of guys with blisters, a pitching coach, a manager, they're just all unique. They're all different to each guy and what happens. So I can't answer that specific question. Probably a better question for the pitcher who has a blister, or Keith, who's had to manage pitchers with blisters for a long time.
Did you have many of them?
No, I had zero. So I can't be a guy to compare it to. I just never had any hand problems. Okay, is that it?
I'm leaving it to you guys, man. I
had
had
a
a
whole
whole road trip.
Jordan Beck may be hitting towards the top of the lineup. Phrase it that way, perhaps. Can you talk about his day yesterday? Staying kind of locked in?
I thought that Allison, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, I think yesterday what was a real good sign was 2 homers off fastballs, and Reagan's has a good fastball, and he clicked Reagan's in the first game. He hit a homer off a fastball in the second game. Hit a homer off a changeup in the second game. But I think that from a coaching standpoint, we really liked the fact that he clicked a couple fastballs, because that's been something that we've talked about Jordan with, and it happened yesterday. So I know there's been constant adjustments, teaching and getting his input on how his time has been when he's gotten to the big leagues, because it's been a little bit uneven. But we think there's a major league everyday player in there, and sometimes it takes a while. And for a lot of these guys, and it's happening before our eyes, right? I think we have 8 rookies on the roster. We have 5 guys who have already made their major league debuts, and it's still April. So we're going through a lot of youth right now, which is a good thing in a lot of ways, because these guys are gaining experience and hopefully knocking off the shock and awe of being in the big leagues. And and every young player handles it differently. Every young player, their nerves, on a scale can be super high, and other guys handle it better. You just don't know until you get here. But like I said, 8 rookies, 5 guys have made their debuts. Like I said, the positive is that these guys are young, and they're learning, and they're learning what it's like to compete in the big leagues against big league pitching, against big league speed, against big league power. So I know I got off track a little there, but when you talked about Beck, I thought it was important we talked about some other guys who are sort of experiencing the same thing he is.
Good for him to get that big knock too off a righty as well, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, hi Patrick. We feel as though he has a chance to be an everyday major league player, and And again, we gave him a little bit of an opportunity last year. He broke his hand. Unfortunately, he came back, wasn't quite 100%. Played him a lot this spring. I think he was right up there leading the team in plate appearances, right up there with Tolia and Veen and Nolan Jones. Those are the guys we need. We need these young guys to graduate a little bit. We need them to graduate and take their game to the next level. And sometimes it's frustrating when it doesn't happen, as you guys know.
When a guy like Jordan gets some confidence hitting the fastball, does that make him, based on hitters you've seen, less likely to chase that pitch way outside?
Well, again, just the more repetitions you get, you would like to think that. I mean, the chase rate is something we've talked about all the time. But you're gonna get fastballs in the major league. It's still the pitch that is thrown the most often, so you're gonna get them. And when you get them, when you're on time, the good guys are gonna hit it, and they're gonna square it up and put it in play. What we've seen a little bit with some of our guys is that they got in their fastball and they fouled it off, or they've taken the pitch. So, again, I think and Clint talked about this, 4 or 5 days ago to the group about the fastball. We got to do a better job of hitting the fastball.
I know you were talking about the youth movement, and from your perspective, I know Rymack already kind of gave a speech earlier in the season. Is there any other veteran player or players who've been around the league for a while on the team that you've noticed stepping up to kind of help some of the young guys?
Farmer and Martini have both, even though they're new to the group. Farmer and Martini have been, I think, in a short period of time, very impactful. Tyler Kinley does a good job, as does Kyle and Herman and Antonio with some of our younger, Latin pitchers. So, we do have some service time, on our roster, and I see those guys all the time helping out the younger guys.
Hey, can we get some injury updates?
Yeah.
See Tyler out there, and see Toby.
Toby's going to hit off the tee today in the cage. Freeman, the same thing, hitting off the tee. Estrada, Freeman, Toby are all doing some work with Schaaf with ground balls. I see Estrada now out here. He'll be moving around a little bit more. Again, it's a we would all like this sped up, right? We'd all like to see it happen faster, but Mother Nature has to take its course here with the healing process for a lot of these guys. But I know the player and the training staff are doing everything they can to get guys back. Chris Bryant again took swings off the tee and soft tops yesterday here. Victor Vodnik is feeling better. So there's 5 guys who didn't go to Kansas City. They stayed here, worked with Gabe and Scotty Murayama, continuing their rehab. And it's, there's been no red flags on the rehab process, so that's a good thing. So,
Buddy, what about
they're gaining it.
What about Austin?
Oh, Gombe, yeah. Gombe, same thing, doing well. Is doing some stuff in the training room with, some weighted balls and such. Has not had a Major League Baseball in his hand yet. That's coming. I don't know when.
And
I'd say within the week he's playing catch.
I don't know if you addressed this. I apologize if you already did.
Apology accepted.
Did you
If
talk-
I did
talk
talk
to the
about
group
it.
about Chase Dollander at all?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard you, after both games, etc., you continue to say that his stuff is great.
Yeah, stuff's fine.
So is it essentially, what is it? Why is he getting hit so hard?
Okay. Yesterday didn't get hit hard.
Okay. But he has 8 home
Got
runs.
hit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those were hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 4-in-1 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were hit hard. Location, primarily on the homers. That's one of the reasons why he's given up the homers is location up in the strike zone. Chase is learning the importance of pitching down in the strike zone, and like I've said many times over the years, and again, this is sort of a blanket statement of young pitchers, especially the last decade when we've talked about high velocity pitchers. pitching at the top of the strike zone because the way the bat paths were being taught 10 years ago with the uppercut and launch angle. There was a period of time when the fastball's upplayed because there were a lot of hitters who were swinging up. Now that pendulum has shifted a little bit for me. You're seeing more flat swings because velocity is increased and pitchers were pitching at the top. So now you're seeing more flatter swings, especially in the majors, where that adjustment from a major league player is happening. The minor leagues still have, lesser quality hitters, so fastballs up in the strike zone are still effective at times, especially in A ball. The bottom half, the 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters in A ball, the 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters in Double A. At times, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters in Triple A. You can throw the ball up and get away with it. In the major leagues, you can't get away with pitches up in the strike zone at the rate that you throw them in the minor leagues. There's still success up in the strike zone in the big leagues for sure, but not at the rate as in the minor leagues. So what Chase has learned, getting back to him, is that his fastball has been hit at the top of the zone. Wood, oppo, Cruz, oppo, fastball up out over the plate. So again, learning from experience, that's going on with Chase. Also I think the secondary pitches, as per him, hasn't quite landed them in the strike zone with the consistency that he needs to. I think that's what happened yesterday. His curveball didn't really come into play against the right-handed hitters. He threw it much too often off the plate, sort of in the left-handed hitter's batter's box against the right-handed hitters. The cutter slider, again, not maybe good consistently enough in the strike zone. Good pitch to Bobby Witt. Score was 2-1. Witt, on a 3-2 count, hit that cutter, ground ball, squibbed it through the right side. Good hitting, really good player. That was a good pitch. That knocked in our third run. But, overall, I think it's just with Chase getting to understand after 5 starts, fastball location, and landing his secondary pitches more in the strike zone consistently. That's what's needs to happen, and it hasn't happened at the rate that we need it to happen. So that should answer that question.
It does.
And that was a long answer.
And I have
Sorry.
one follow-up to that.
Yes.
Have you found him teachable?
Oh my
and
gosh, yes.
All of that. I
That was
imagine
great.
so.
Yeah. Daryl has repeatedly said that this kid, great listener, learner, understands conceptually what we're talking about as it relates to his style of pitching and what he needs to do. Very good at that. Yeah. And again, I'm excited for his future. I'm excited for his next start.
Buddy, what's your relationship with Terry Francona like?
Great. Teammates in Cleveland in the late 80s, became fast friends. We're about the same age. A lot of common interests. I would, of the 30 managers out there, he's in a group of like 3 or 4 guys that I would call, a true friend. Dave Roberts, Boch, Tito, Kotze, those guys come, right to the top of my friends list and managers.
What makes him such a good manager? He's,
Yeah.
everybody
Like
has their
anything.
ups and downs. But
Like
he's-
anything.
But he's been very successful.
Great feel for players, and the communication with players is really good. Like all good managers, behind closed doors, those conversations with teams and players, honest, direct, and heartfelt. He cares about his players, and I think any manager will tell you, or any player who speaks about a manager, or a GM who speaks about a manager, it's about him.
Were you surprised that he came back to the Reds?
Not at all. I was telling Jerry earlier, said Jerry asked me the same thing on the pregame. No, not at all. I wasn't surprised when Boch came back.
Yeah.
I felt that was going to happen, and this didn't shock me at all. He's a baseball guy, and he's a competitor. And I'm happy he came back. The game's better with him in it.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Kyle Stark today will tie Aaron Cook for the most in the history of the franchise.
Oh my gosh, really?
Which, you talk about the test of time. And
Yeah,
It's 206.
You know, it's I love that, and again, I think it's so great that Kyle being a native to Denver in this state, being able to get there, with Herman, strikeout record, getting 1,000 strikeouts yesterday, but tying Aaron Cook, it was a great Rocky, and now Kyle's going to tie him and pass him. I feel fortunate to have witnessed it. Witnessed all of them. I think, because I missed 10 days with I had COVID in 2020.
How's his blister?
Don't know. I think fine. Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
he's going.
Yeah, he's going to pitch. It's healing now. It's like I said. It's like when the game. There's been times when we've had to take him out of a game, like we did last start. Next start, no problem. Let's hope that's the case. So it's, like I told Mark and the group that I trust Kyle to let us know if there's any blister situation, if it impacts his performance as it relates to his ability to get outs and help the team. And he'll be on. He was on us last time. He was on, yeah.
I wasn't here last Sunday for Easter. I don't think there was a pregame for that second game. So this is really our first chance to talk with you about these City Connect uniforms.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I think we talked about them, didn't we? I like them. I think they're, I like I like the sort of the block part of it. One half purple, one half blue. You guys tell me, is that out there? Maybe Emily knows, or Edwin. Is it the Colorado sunset? Is that what we're getting at? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I like him. Yeah. When I first saw him, I was a little. I said, "Whoa, whoa." But now I'm in. Yeah, I think I like him, and the players like him. Yeah. So it's quite a stark difference from the ones we had last year, and I thought those were great. I thought those were spot on as far as the mountain range and the green, and the green's unique across baseball, right? There's you got the Oakland A's and their color green, but that was that forest green, made a statement for us, and I think these are making a statement.
Did you wear a pullover when you were the road uniform still a pullover when you got to Kansas City?
Yes.
Do you like pullovers?
Both home and road were
Okay,
pullovers.
that's right. Okay.
And we tie in the elastic waistband.
Do you like pitching in a pullover?
Yes. I like pitching in the big leagues than
Yes.
anything. That's what I thought of. But no,
You could be wearing a tank top.
Did you have a leisure suit back in the day? I did. You must.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
did.
I had plaid pants,
Right.
bell-bottom plaid pants, and platform shoes.
Loud shirt.
White
Yes.
collars.
Big collars. Yeah, absolutely, I did.
Did you have a perm fro? Or...
No, I let my hair grow. I showed my high school
Yeah.
graduation picture. I had some flow. My hair got thick back then, so I couldn't really grow it long. I just sort of went out. But there was some body to my hair back then.
There you go.
And a little bit of length.
All right.
And there's a couple baseball cards when I was with the Giants. Had a little bit of a curl back there, but nothing like Jonathan India or Brandon Marsh.
It's too much for him.
So I
That's a
found
lot.
one of your old business cards, and you were just in Kansas City, and you just referenced it. So
Yeah, how about that?
thoughts
Business
about that young
card.
man,
Yeah,
1985 tops.
yeah,
They call those business cards?
yeah. That looks
If you
like
pitch in the big leagues, they do, right?
that looks like Tiger Stadium.
That's what I thought.
Nice.
Yeah.
The elastic
Thank you.
waistband too, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Stirrups.
Stirrups I love stirrups. Yeah.
Explain. Did you wear
Yeah.
ponies? No.
I did wear
Oscar
ponies
Gamble?
one year. I wore ponies, Nikes, whoever
Spot
gave me
built?
free shoes. Yeah, spot built. Yeah, because George was big at spot when I first got to
Was he?
Kansas City.
Was he?
Yeah.
So he gave you.
Yeah.
I wore my
Yeah.
spot belts the other day. The juice
Hey guys,
mobile.
I got to move on.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.